Do you believe this stuff that's coming out of your mouth? There's no way you do.
This was a credit card cuckold.
Love wins out in the end, you know?
All right, welcome back, everybody. Casey on Tap. It is Thursday, September the 26th of the year 2024. And here's what's on tap. For all you binge watchers, the Monsters documentary about the Menendez brothers, we will be discussing that. Mr. McMahon, about the rise and fall of Vince McMahon. Also, Doug, Love is Blind.
Let's go.
Let's go. The Pods. Is there a better show, honestly? And by better, I mean worse.
When it comes to the dating shows, there's nothing close. Nothing close.
In terms of entertainment value, I'm not watching because I want romance in my life. It is one of the most geniusly contrived dating shows. It's like The Bachelor meets Paradise Island meets Same Day Fiance, all blended together, and it is just phenomenal. What else is on tap today, Douglas? The President's Cup Golf started today, correct?
Yep.
Who better to talk about it than a PGA pro, Doug Wade? I have not looked. He asked me on the phone earlier if I knew what was happening. I didn't, because shame. Shame on the Americans. I'm just going to tell you right now, we suck. Our team golf sucks. And I'm going to predict, I have not seen any scores, so help me God, that we are getting our asses kicked in day one. Finally, Doug, we got to bounce back for the people. We got to do our winners. Okay? Last week, few losers, but we're locked and loaded. And, of course, the mailbag. So what do you think, Douglas? That's what's on tap tonight. How you doing down there in Cincinnati, my friend?
We're doing great, man. Finally going to get a little rain down here. Tomorrow had a little bit yesterday, so the drought is coming to an end. The drought on the Browns' playoff aspirations is not coming to an end. But, it's all good. There's still a long ways to go in the NFL season and college and everything else. So let's get to it.
There's not. And let me explain. Just bear with me here. This isn't just a Browns bashing. It's Cowboys bashing as well. Let me explain this. You know the expression, it got late early?
Yeah.
Okay. It's gotten late early for not only the Cleveland Browns, but the Dallas Cowboys. We're grown men. Okay? We're grown men. Let's just look at it quickly for what it is. They're both stuck in the purgatory of they're never winning any championships as they are currently constructed. That's the end of the story, period. Deshaun Watson is a horrible quarterback that will not lead that team anywhere. They've got no offensive line. They have no running game. They've got a great head coach, great GM. They need to blow it up and start over. The Dallas Cowboys, they're stuck in we're good enough to make it to the postseason, maybe win a playoff game. But what's the goal here? Super Bowl championships. Those two teams aren't going anywhere later in the season, nor are they going anywhere right now. So congratulations for them. I think we have a surprise guest. I think Dom, the VP of Hype, is going to join us a little bit later on. He's going to jump in because we have to give him a chance. His picks have been poo-poo, worse than mine even. So we have to give him a chance, right? So he's going to come in, give us picks, then get on a plane. And
might be his last chance. But, since he is the VP, the assistant to the assistant, and all that stuff, we've got to give him one last opportunity to redeem himself.
I'll leave that up to you. If you don't, after this week, if he's not worthy of
ultimately, you and I, we have a motto, a mantra we go by, and that is we're here for the people.
That's right.
And if Dom can't be here for the people in the right way, what are we doing? What are we even doing with our lives, with ourselves, with our show? We've got to stick to the path of righteousness.
Let's make sure you make a great point. I'm taking notes here. Let's make sure we ask him. We got to make sure his mind's in the right place. If he's coming on for the people, because we know he supports us and the Kerry Croft Show, and he's the VP of Hype. But if he's not going to come on and give the people winners, I don't know what we're doing with him. Douglas, I asked you this week. I said, hey man, I texted you and I said, bro, you got to check out Monsters on Netflix about the Menendez brothers so we can discuss it on the podcast. You said, hey man, I'm watching Tulsa King. So you haven't got to that yet, correct?
I have not. It's been a busy week. You got me into Tulsa King last week, and so now the spare time that I have had has been invested into my man, Mr. Sylvester Stallone, and so I've not got to the Mendez brothers at all.
For those of you who you need a quick refresher, if you're too young or whatever the deal is, the Menendez, Eric and Lyle Menendez, they came home one evening out in California. I can't remember the town of California, Beverly Hills. And they walked into the lounge where their parents, their father and mother, were eating ice cream, and they proceeded to pump about 25 to 30 12-gauge shotgun blasts at close range into their face, torso, etc. Blew their heads off. They've been in prison for life. As a matter of fact, one of the things you find out in this documentary is that Lyle Menendez was right next to the OJ when OJ was first arrested for his murders. They were not cellmates, but right next to each other. Here's what I'm going to say about the Menendez. It's called Monsters, and it's not a documentary. It's a dramatic creation of what took place. Okay, and any art, as an artist, when you create something, you want people to what? Feel, right, Doug? I mean, you look at a painting, you hear music, you feel. Here's what I'm going to tell you. There were parts that I literally, and I'm being literal here, I had to fast forward through that made me that uncomfortable. Now think about that. How often does that happen? When they're giving the brother's perspective of the sexual abuse that took place in the home. Fantastic. I give it an A+. All right. Let's go to the Tulsa King. Let's go to you. What do you think about the Tulsa King?
Well, I mean, I'm new. I'm on episode number 5.
Okay.
So I'm just short of halfway through season 1, and as you know, they've come out. Season 2 has come out. They've got a couple episodes into season 2, but it's really good. I mean, I was very leery of starting the show with Sylvester Stallone. Had you not nudged me multiple times, I probably wouldn't have. But it's fantastic. In fact, Sylvester Stallone, I think he's like 75 years old in real life and in the show.
Right.
He's awesome. He's awesome. He's better in this show than any movie maybe I've ever seen him in. Obviously, Rocky goes without saying. There's not a lot of acting in Rocky per se. I mean, he pulls out that Brooklyn boxer. He pulls that off pretty well. This has got a little bit more, mobster, and he comes off as pretty good. And like you say, the storylines are a little out there. It's a little far fetched, but it kind of is what makes it very entertaining. So far, I give it a thumbs up, and I will finish the season, see what happens.
Yeah, I think it's wildly entertaining. Stallone is just classic Stallone, wearing all the nice suits, just one-liner after one-liner. Hey man, if you know if you're picking up what Doug and I are laying down, is this show going to win Academy Awards or Emmys? Probably not. But it is wildly entertaining. You're laying in bed at night, you got your ice cream, whatever. You in your feels. Get a little Tulsa King going. He'll make old Sly will make you feel better.
Paramount.
It's on Paramount. That's correct. And finally, quickly, Mr. McMahon. And as you know, I'm a huge fan of Bill Simmons. Just a lot of people are. And he's the executive producer. And so he's been talking about this documentary for a few weeks about how it's coming out and how much time that his whole team has put together. 6 episodes. It's called Mr. McMahon. And if anybody, Doug, I know you and I can remember, Doug, I can remember you and me making a $20 bet. We were watching a WrestleMania together. You took Macho Man. I had Hogan. We grew up. The WWE, WWF, it used to be the World Wrestling Federation, now Entertainment. It is alive and well, folks. It is entertaining. It is alive and well. And I'm just telling you, you start watching these documentaries, and it is borderline incomprehensible to Doug, myself, how blurry the line is between reality and the fiction that these guys live in. And the sexual assault allegations that Vince McMahon has been Tefloned on, and he's skated several times over the last few years. Well, the most recent ones have stuck. And I got to tell you, it just highly recommend, if you have any history or if you've ever enjoyed or understand that world at all, could not recommend that any more than I do. So there you go. That's what's happening pop culture wise. We're getting into the fall. The weather's starting to change a little bit. Doug said the rain's coming. It's getting a little chilly. Doug, the golf. What the hell's going on with the President's Cup? You heard my prediction 5 minutes ago. I'm saying that the U.S. is getting their hiney spanked. And by hiney spanked in day one, I mean losing. They're losing, right?
So President's Cup's slightly different than the Ryder Cup in that they go 4 days instead of 3, and they don't play. They play 18, so only one session of matches the first 2 days, and then 2 sessions on Saturday, and then singles on Sunday. So today they played foursomes, and they played 5 matches instead of 4 matches like the Ryder Cup. So it's 5 matches out there. The United States is up 5-0, just as you expected. I mean, your picks are very similar to your football picks.
Damn it!
To be quite honest.
Hey,
look who hopped on,
gentlemen.
Dom, it's Dominic Rose, the VP of Hype, baby. What's
doing?
up?
How we doing?
Are you out at our publicity tour out west? What's going on here?
Someone's got to.
See how crisp and clear he sounds, Douglas? That's what happens when you have a microphone. It sounds
Just right here.
No, it sounds fantastic. We're trying to get Doug into the 21st century.
Because I'm flight 3790 to West Arkansas now.
Yeah. All right. Let me.
Hang on.
Flight 3790 to board.
Flight 37 to Arkansas. About ready to board. Is that the one you're getting on?
No, not that one. It is right.
That was
beside
clear.
Columbus.
Let's get her on for a minute. Let's
I know, right? She's got a great voice.
Where are you at? You what the hell are you? Sunny?
It's Dallas Fort Worth, man. You should know this.
Casey, the only spot he could get for our publicity tour was Terminal E. So I mean, that's all we were getting.
Hey. Gotta start somewhere. Look at him.
We got
Dom,
a spot.
Real quick, Dominic, before we get into the winners, Doug was just rightfully so. He's chastising me because I made a prediction that the Americans were getting whooped up on the president. So, Doug, go ahead. We're actually up 5-0, and you were making a terrible analogy about those being like my picks. Go ahead. I'll take it. I take it like a man.
Yeah, it was, USA won 5-0. They're all, and I mean, to your defense, 4 of the 5 matches were very good. Went all the way down to the wire. But the United States, too much experience.
In my defense, the American golf team stinks. You understand me? They stink. They shouldn't be allowed in the damn Ryder Cup for another 10 years. Okay, they stink. Scotty Scheffler got his ass whipped so bad over in Europe. He lost. How do you lose 15 and 12? There's only 18 holes. You can't even lose that bad match play. You understand me? He came up the damn course weeping. Like I was weeping out of my mama's vagina when I was born. What's his name? Zach Johnson was the captain. We went over there and just got freaking humiliated.
I know.
Does that not evoke emotion out of you? Doug, ask him the question. You know what? This leads us into whether he's here for the right reasons. Doug, go ahead. Ask him. Hey,
Well, I mean,
that lady just walked in behind you. See if she wants to get on. Oh, there's another guy. Look, just start asking them.
I would have to give them the earpiece.
We just want one lock. Just tell them, say, give us one lock for the weekend.
Yeah, say we are in big trouble. We need one winner. Doug wants to make sure that you're here for the people with your picks. He said your picks were so awful.
Oh,
Dom, I didn't say that. What Casey was talking to the people about bringing you on and said that you had had a few down weeks and we were going to get you back. And the question really came up as, are you invested? Are you putting time in this? Is this something you're just doing for fun? Our motto here on this show is, we are here for the people. That's what comes number one to us. And so we just want to make sure your dedication, in regards to picks or whatever's in the right place. That's all.
Hold on. I think I had at least 3 bad beats out of that whole weekend. I mean, what better? Like regression analysis, gut instinct, field conditions, the humidity on the field. I take all these into consideration.
Boys, let's be serious for a minute. Last week wasn't our best showing. Let's just all be honest about it. I think Doug was 3-3. I think I was 2-4. What was Dom?
Dom was
3.
1-5, I believe.
No.
Yeah, 1-5.
Ooh.
Okay. Well, there's
Dom,
no excuse.
okay.
There's no excuse. You know what that means? You know what that means?
What's that?
I'm due.
Here's the deal. There's a reason the windshield is 125 and a half times bigger than the rearview mirror. It's by design, folks. Let's look forward out of the damn windshield. Let's get serious, because I'm not going to have any more of this. I'm not going to have any more of this. Doug texting on our group thread, just kicking me in the nuts. It's good that he does. I deserve it. No more. If I may not lose another game rest of the year, I just want you guys to know.
Casey, you're now in college. You're 3-9, and in the pros, you're 5-4. I am now 7-5 in college and 6-3 in the pros.
All right. I got the Fighting Bill O'Briens minus 13.5 over Western Kentucky. I got Oklahoma State +5 versus Kansas State. Ole Miss minus 16 versus the Fighting Kentuckians.
Now you're getting it. The lane train. Yep.
On the NFL. I got the Bengals minus 4.5 over the Fighting Red Rockets of Carolina.
Ooh.
Got it? Okay.
Yep.
Next, I got the Washington +3.5 over the Arizona Cardinals. Finally, special pick of the week. Got the Fighting Navy Pants. Can't go wrong. +7 at home versus the Kansas City Taylor Swifts. Okay. What's your name? Bandy here is going to make our wild card pick.
I am. Hi, Mandy.
Yes.
Okay.
Hi, Mandy.
Give her
Welcome.
a game and let her pick the winner.
All right, Mandy, listen, we got the NFL, some big games this week. Okay? We need your pick on the Minnesota Vikings Green Bay Packers game.
Green Bay, duh.
All right, Mandy. Look at that hat Dom's got on. I love
Nice,
it.
Mandy. Mandy, where are you from? Where's Mandy from?
I'm from Dallas, Texas, but my Uncle Keith is in Wisconsin, and he would want me to say that, and I would always agree with Uncle Keith.
How about you and your Uncle Keith download the KC on Tap podcast, and you and Uncle Keith can watch yourself nationwide on this podcast this week. Mandy, great job.
Thank you.
All right, sweetheart, great job. Dom,
All right,
great job.
You have a great night. We'll see
Listen,
you
we
later.
need to get Dom out there in the streets more often.
In the public.
Hey, is she related? Does she have a fast food chain? Wendy's?
Oh, yeah. Do you have a fast food chain named with Wendy's?
I know.
We're based out of Columbus. You look way better than her, by the way. Yeah.
She look like Wendy.
No,
I'll be
she's a distant cousin. It's Mandy. Yeah.
Dominic, thanks, brother. Have a good one. Have a safe flight. How great was that? How great was that?
This week, some of the games I found are going to be some of the most watched games of the weekend, so it's pretty exciting. So I'm going to lead off with my first pick is the game of the week. We have got number 1 ranked Georgia playing number 4 ranked Alabama. It is arguably the regular season game of the year. It is going to be awesome. And with that being said, with the way Georgia has played the last couple weeks, Georgia came into this offseason the most hyped. Clearly, they're undisputed number 1 ranked team, but they've not played like it the last few weeks. Alabama has been very underrated. They look strong. They're hungry. They're coming into this as an underdog, and the line's pretty close, but mentally, they're being told they're going to lose this game. I will take the tide of Alabama getting 2 points over Georgia all day long in this ball game. It's going to be a good one. So give me Alabama +2. Game number 2. As you can see, in the first 4 weeks, I haven't come close to touching an Ohio State game. But that changes this weekend.
Okay.
That changes this weekend. The
better.
offense is rounding into form. Will Howard's got his feet under him. The running game is incredible right now. The defense is playing well. Michigan State's coming in, having beat some pretty weak teams early on. They're feeling pretty good about themselves. They're about to get a whooping. I'm going to take our Buckeyes minus 23.5 against Old Sparty this weekend on game number 2. Game number 3, I've got a team that I think I'm going to ride here for a while. They had some very difficult games early in the year. I think they're better than most people give them credit for. They had a great win last week. I think they're going to ride the momentum for a while. LSU minus 21.5 over South Alabama. Pick number 3.
My first pick, I've got Oklahoma minus 2.5 on the road at Auburn. Second pick, the BYU Cougars plus the 3.5 at Baylor. And my third, I'm going to take Illinois plus the 17.5 at Penn State. To the NFL, my friend.
Here's the winners for these 3 games. Play number 1. Give me the Arizona Cardinals minus 3 against the Commanders. And here's why.
Okay.
Just as we've spoken about, Washington's coming off a huge win.
Okay.
Monday Night Football, 7.5-point underdogs. Jaden Daniels coming out party. Huge win. Okay. Arizona, not as much. They've been struggling. They got beat by Detroit. It's one of those games. Washington looks good right now. They're the hot team on paper. The Cardinals are bouncing back here. They're going to win this game, and I think they're going to win this game fairly easily. So give me the Cardinals, play number 1.
Okay.
Play number 2, back to a trend I've mentioned the last couple of weeks. Dom is already on this team, and I'm going to ride along with him. I will bet against the Chiefs. Now, I'm 1-1 on the season betting against the Chiefs. Last week, I lost a heartbreaker with the Falcons plus 3.5 against the Chiefs. The Falcons lost by 5. They should have kicked the field goal. I should have covered that game. They had multiple chances to cover the game. It was ridiculous.
That felt like the Falcons were the right side there.
And you hate to blame the refs, but Dom's spot on. I mean, the Chiefs get every tough call. It's tough. I mean, maybe that's a reason to stay away from them. But the Chiefs just aren't a team that covers.
Yeah.
And 7 points against a team that runs the ball. They shorten the game. The Chargers could keep Mahomes off the field. I think 7 points is too many in the NFL, especially interdivision game. So Chargers plus 7 over the Chiefs.
I am going to take a game in the NFL that makes me feel really uncomfortable, which usually are the good ones. When you feel real comfortable with the bet, it's usually not good. I'm hearing some things. I didn't watch the game. I don't watch all these out of market games. Hearing some rumblings about how complete of a victory the Denver Broncos had last week against a pretty solid Tampa Bay team. Okay. I think the 7.5, I'll take the almost 8 points against the Jets. And I know the Jets are nasty, but I'm going to take Sean Payton and the Broncos plus 7.5. I think they lose by 7. Going back to my Saints. That was a weird game against the Eagles. It's fine. They're on the road this week against Kirk Cousins and the Falcons. I'll take the Saints minus the 1.5 at Atlanta. My third pick, Deshaun Watson he's just so awful. And the Browns have no running game. They have no play action. I'm going to take the Las Vegas Raiders minus the 1.5, coming off a loss to the Carolina Panthers, in which their head coach said that some business decisions were going to be made going into this game. So there you go. Those are my 3 NFL picks. I feel like it's going to be a nice bounce back week for the people with the picks. Okay, I really do. How do you feel?
Yep. You know,
feel good. You feel good about all of it. Okay,
I feel fine.
Good talk. Yeah, I don't need you. When I say how do you feel, I don't need you to give me like a lecture about how bad my plays are. That's not what that means.
No. It just you caught me off guard there picking against the Browns. I just needed a second. That's all.
Oh, is that how they play?
No, stop.
Oh, I didn't even know. I don't even.
You just went on and on about Deshaun Watson. What are you talking about?
Well, that's right. I forgot. All right, ladies and gentlemen, how about we say hello to our new faces, our new places before we get to the mailbag? Okay. Hello, San Francisco, California, Doug. How about that, huh? We go to Motown, Detroit, Michigan. Hello, Detroit. Port San Lucie, Lucia? Port St. Lucie, Florida. L-U-C-I.
Port St. Lucie.
Port St. Lucie, of course. Phonics, reading. I'll get there, folks. I'll get there. And then how about Dublin, Ohio? Hello, Muirfield. How about Northfield, Ohio? And I saved the best for last. The Titans of Ottawa, Glandorf. Hello, Putnam County. Hello, Ottawa. Thank you all for listening wherever you are, however you may be listening, Spotify, Apple, iTunes, YouTube. Doug and I greatly appreciate it. So thanks for being part of the Casey on Tap platform. 5 countries, 71 cities, thousands and thousands all over this great world. Oh, and hello, new faces. Literally, my sister and brother-in-law, Caitlin and Alex, just welcomed their second child, a baby boy, Lucas Keith, yesterday. 6 pounds, 4 ounces. So hello, new face, my newest nephew. Hello, Lucas Keith. Why it wasn't Lucas Casey? I don't know. I'll talk to them about that over the holidays. All right, Doug, it is time for the mailbag, my friends. And we got 3 delicious questions tonight before we hang it up. Lisa from Clarkston, Tennessee. Hey, guys. Caught my boyfriend masturbating. So if it ends there, it's not that big of a deal, right?
Yeah.
While looking out of our bedroom window, so it gets a little more sinister.
Maybe it was a nice day.
Maybe it was a nice day. The question is, what's he looking at? Okay, that's the question. Hopefully it's not like the neighbor's dog or something. The good news for Lisa is apparently he was watching a neighbor woman working out in her backyard. He hasn't been right since, and I haven't been right since. It's been about 2 weeks. Is this savable? Both 29 years old, dating for about 2 years. Thank you, Lisa, for trusting us with a very delicate issue.
Is it savable? Yes, it's savable. I'm guessing it was a window.
It's a window.
Neighbors can't see anything other than maybe his head. So, I'm guessing in that regard, whatever. She walks in, he's sitting down there, blah. Obviously, he's got some explaining to do. The thing is, there's going to have to talk about it. She should be upset. She should be upset, rightfully so. He's got to make amends, but there could be some work that could be done to save it. There's going to have to be a lot of work done because you're naturally going to lose some trust in him. He's naturally going to feel, I would assume, like he's let you down. He's wondering what.
Why? Why would she have to? Why would you lose trust in him? I mean, I don't understand that part. Guys got to be. Guys pump off.
Yeah, but she's probably, I would assume, afraid that he's out there desiring, other women, and she's gonna, I would assume, feel a little insecure about that. I mean,
okay. I understand that part, but I think the way you worded it was interesting because it's one thing about feeling insecure, but I mean, look, the black and white is you walk in on him, getting a BJ from somebody, then you lose trust. Hey, you walk in on him, punching the clown.
Exactly.
Okay, so I know what you're saying.
Right, and that's what I'm saying too. That's why I think it's still salvageable because he wasn't. It's not like, they were together. So I think in that regard it is salvageable. But she's going to feel a little insecure, and rightfully so. And so he's got a lot of work to do, I think. But I wouldn't get, if she doesn't want to give up. I don't think she needs to give up yet. But be ready to put some time in to get it fixed.
Lisa, I hope you. I don't know why you wouldn't, but I hope you're listening to this. I mean, we used your question. it is absolutely 100% salvageable if we're just talking about this. Right? I mean, who knows? If you don't like the guy, you don't like the guy. But if you're talking about this, here, look, guys, they're 29 years old. Let me be the one, as per usual, to come out, walk out on a limb and say it. Every guy out there, the first time they reach down and start tugging on their little pee-pee and experience the joy that happens, and everyone knows the guys, do it. Everyone knows. You just don't want to be caught doing it. It's a weird thing, right? It's, whatever. But I don't, and Doug made a point, if she thinks that he's, lusting after another woman, it could be kind of weird. Ladies, let me again be the one. Let's be honest with each other. Whether you're having intercourse or masturbating, every one of us has a highlight reel. We all go places. It's okay. Who cares? I mean, I've had sex before. I mean, I tell the women to go places, for Christ's sake. I'll say, think about that guy. Remember that story you told me about that guy? Just giving you hip dysplasia? I want you to go there. I've asked women to call me different names. If you don't believe me, try it. But you see, when I was 29 years old, I probably wouldn't have done that. Now that I'm 30, I can't. And I got to tell you, all of a sudden you hear your female counterpart going to different places in different octaves. Doug, you ever see Vegas Vacation? Did you ever watch that movie Vegas Vacation?
Oh, yeah.
When Wayne Newton is singing to his wife and she hits that super high octave and he's like, what the hell? Yeah. Because listen, have that arena of trust between you two. Like, I don't want my girlfriend or wife actually getting railed by the neighbor. I don't want that. But I sure as hell will role play like in our little circle of trust. Whatever you got to do. Let's have a little fun, little taboo. It's fun to feel a little naughty every once in a while. Me, Tarzan, you, Jane, or me, police officer, and you, bad girl. Me, principal, and you, student, legal aged student. You get it. So, Lisa, come on, man. You got to tell the guy, say, whatever his name is, say, do me a favor. Look out that window, pull your pants down, and start pumping. Okay, and I'm going to watch. And you're going to call me by that neighbor's name. And you're going to look into my soul. You're going to look into these eyeballs, the window of my soul, and you're going to ejaculate. And we're going to make this all better. I'm just telling you, you got to just think about, Lisa, just think about like you both have like a little bit of mud on your fingers. Dive into the damn mud. Just dive into it. Embrace what it is and have some fun. Okay. Question number 2, Mike. 35 years old, Springfield, Missouri. I think that's where the Simpsons are from.
So the Simpsons, I believe, are from just Springfield. And do you know why they chose the name Springfield?
Because there's one in every state.
That's right. It's the only city name that's in every single state.
Springfield, Alaska?
Yeah.
Springfield, Hawaii?
Mm-hmm.
We have to do a little diligence on that.
Yeah.
All right. So from Springfield, Springfield, Missouri. Mike, dating a girl who I am incredibly sexually attracted to. She now wants me to give her a golden shower. Do you have any experience with this? Not sure if it will backfire. Thank you. I was wondering when this was going to be brought up. Curious to see what your answer is here. The first part is, do you have experience?
My answer would be give her what she wants.
No. The first part was, do you have experience with it?
With giving golden showers?
What? Giving or receiving? Now, why are you, folks? Do you see what's happening here? Now I'm interested.
Absolutely,
Douglas.
No, I have not given or received any.
Okay, that was showers. The first part. All right, so go ahead with the second.
If that's what she wants, I mean, if I was a girl I was really into, and she asked for that, wanted that, I would give it to her, if that's what she really wanted. Unless he's going to be so turned off by it that there's no coming back for him, it's more about her. And if that's what your partner wants, it would be interesting. I mean, it's easy to say from here. If I was in that situation, boy, that's tough. Because yeah, man,
Go ahead.
that's
Go
tough.
ahead. Go ahead. Ask me. Go ahead.
Ooh. No, I know
A-
exactly what you're going to say. You're
no,
going to
ask me.
say,
Come on,
you're going
ask
to
me.
say, I will pee on you every which way you could
No,
possibly imagine, as many times as you want. I get
ask
it.
me. Ask me if I have experience. Come on, ask me the
I know the
question.
answer.
Ask me for the people.
Case for the people. Do you have experience?
Yes, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, people are so afraid to talk about sex, and yes, I have had the golden shower bestowed upon me. And I, in turn, have bestowed golden shower upon thee with more than one. You understand? I get it. What's this guy's name? Mike. Now, here's the deal. I'm going to explain this to you. Everyone's so judgmental. Oh, so gross. Yeah, I got it. I get it. I understand. But for some reason, there was a little window where it was presented to me, and I don't know why, but it made my penis tingle. It made me go, yeah, that sounds fun. Now, I want to be clear, nothing in the face or mouth. I want to be clear about that. Okay. All chest area, torso. Okay. They have rubber sheets for a reason. Okay. And I'm going to tell you this right now. And this is the honest God truth. It's about again,
So let me ask you real quick.
yeah,
You're in the
please
middle.
do. Please do.
You're in the middle of this. She
Mhm.
mentions it. I'm
Mhm.
assuming it caught you off guard, and I'm assuming there probably wasn't rubber sheets down at the time.
That's right.
So did you
Shower.
hop up and put rubber sheets down real quick, or did you just
We went
ruin
just
said sheets?
first of all, it caught me off guard in such a great way. I can remember it. And I said, you naughty woman. To the shower we go. And I got to tell you, holy cow. And that sparked like 2 weeks of, it was just, it became this thing. God, as a matter of fact, I might have to do a little, I have to do a little text in here when I'm done with this podcast. But I was into it at the time, and they were very into it. It was a mutual thing. If you're not into it, you're not into it. Like don't if someone said "Can I puke on you" or defecate, I'd be like, hell no. Some people are into that. So look, it could backfire if you're adamantly against it and she's pressing forward. Next thing you know, you're getting urine all over yourself and you hate it, smells like asparagus. God knows what could happen. And then, yeah, it could backfire. But if you just let it happen like the beautiful miracle that it is, you'll be fine. Okay. Question number 3. Steve from Fairborn, Ohio. When my girlfriend has a few drinks, she starts telling little white lies, parentheses, about things like how much she's drank, when she started drinking, where she and her friends were, etc. How much of a red flag is this? I know you guys have talked about it before, but I'm curious about what you think. Steve in Fairborn, Ohio. So there we go.
So the first question is why does she feel the need to lie? Why, whether it's a white lie, why is she lying? What is she hiding? That's really what it comes down to. I don't understand why. Are you making her uncomfortable? Is she doing things she shouldn't be doing? Why does she not want to tell you about it? And I think that's your answer. If she's not telling you for a reason, if she's not telling you because she's going too far with the drinking, or if she's seeing people or hanging out with people she shouldn't be, then there's your answer. You don't lie for no reason. You don't lie for no reason. So yeah, little white lies are not just white lies. There's no reason to even tell white lies unless you need to. So
Boom.
it's
Bingo.
pretty easy.
Whoever came up with the term little white lies was a little white liar. Here, I'm going to say this. Think oil, water. Truth, alcohol. My experience being drunk, my experience being sober, and just seeing it day after day after day after day after day. Good people, great people, smart people, turns them dumb. Alcohol makes smart people dumb. It makes truthful people liars. There is no such thing as accountability in alcohol. Okay. Mike, it's a major red flag. Doug hit some great points, but I wouldn't even go as far as like what's making her or what. Here's the deal. When people start fibbing, you smell the booze on their breath and they say they weren't drinking. And then it's, oh, you smell it. Okay, I was drinking, but I only had one. So a second ago you weren't drinking, but now you know I smell it. So you had one. You're slurring and your one eye doesn't work. Feels like you had more than one. Well, then what happens, Doug? What happens, Mike? You're the asshole. All of a sudden, the alcohol's taking control. Their mind's impaired, and they're defending what? What do they defend? Do they defend love? Do they defend you? Do they defend truth? Let me tell you what alcohol defends. It defends its fucking self. And I get very passionate about this because if you don't believe me, stay sober, let your significant other go out, have a few drinks, come back, and then ask a few questions. And watch how nasty and just vehemently they will defend. No, you're out of your mind. I'm not drunk. And you're like, what the hell? Next day, let me guess, Mike, next day it's, whoops, sorry. Did I say some mean things? Oh, I was drunk. I didn't know what I was doing. My bad. Oh, can we just move on? And you're going, yeah, that doesn't feel very good. Move on, because there is no moving on. I mean, truth is truth. Living a lie is living a lie. Doug, I've got a Shark Tank idea where people just walk around. I want you to think about this, Doug. I think people should walk around with a whiteboard, a necklace with a whiteboard. Think about, Douglas, you have no idea. In everything you consume, like let's say I went into the bar and had a Heineken and a shot of vodka. 1 12-ounce Heineken, 1 shot of vodka right here on my whiteboard. So you walk up to people, you can go like this. You can go, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Like you imagine if you walked up to somebody, it said 6 glasses of wine, 2 shots of whiskey, and a gummy. Would you even, what the hell are you going to do? Talk to that person? Of course not, because their mind is twisted up like a pretzel. Unfortunately, we don't have that sign yet. I'm making it for Shark Tank. And then, what do you think, Doug? What do you think that person that had 6 glasses of wine, 2 shots of whiskey, and a gummy, what do you think they'd say they had?
Yeah, probably a half to a third of that for sure.
A couple drinks, you're out of your mind. And who does it hurt? It hurts the person who loves them. It hurts the person who's not impaired. It hurts the people that care about them. The great facade, Douglas, is folks think they hear people like me that I tell a very detailed, vivid picture of massive alcohol consumption, okay, for numbing the pain and for self-destruction. And they think, oh, I didn't drink like that. It's not a big deal. No, it's a big deal. Alcohol is a very slippery slope, and it does nothing but come between people and relationships and love and good and truth and light. That's all it does. Alcohol is a poison dressed up with sugary, fun little mixers. What do you say you leave the people with drop some Doug Wade knowledge on them before we go, buddy?
I don't like to necessarily give you lots of accolades and praise all the time because you really don't necessarily need it. However, I am currently very, very proud of you, and I want to mention, for those of you that follow Casey on other social media platforms, you notice sometimes he's got a hashtag called Pacasey, and that is in referendum to his artwork that he does. Some of those pictures you can see behind Casey right now, if you're on YouTube, are pieces of art that Casey has done himself. And you can go on TikTok and Instagram and check out some of these paintings and see them as he's done them in action. And he's had a couple real good ones that he's come out with lately, and he's been getting some direct messages for people that want to buy these paintings, and rightfully so. So kudos to you, Casey, and
Thank you.
The people need to be looking out for this website with this artwork that's going to be coming out. Some pretty cool stuff on there.
You made my day, bro. That just made my day. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up a fantastic show for Douglas William Wade. My name is Casey, or Pacasey. And until next week, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for stopping by Casey on Tap, where anything goes. Take care.
Do you believe this stuff that's coming out of your mouth? There's no way you do.
This was a credit card cuckold.
Love wins out in the end,